Welcome to Symons African Safaris. We've got a great episode lined up for you today.
Today's episode, we're going to be out in the mountains of South Africa because I'm on a quest. You see, I've asked Zach to do something a little special and find a specific little animal up here in the mountains called a klipspringer. I know it's going to be tough because they are small. You see, the klipspringer, it's a little animal that's only about, maybe 2 feet tall at the shoulders and 30, 40 pounds in size. And I first saw one 4 years ago when I was on safari here in South Africa, and we went to the nearby Marakele National Park to just do some photography and videography, and we were on our way up to the top of the mountains, and right there on this big rock was a family of klipspringers. We had a male, a female, a young one, and we stopped, we took pictures, we took videos. I found out that these little guys, 4 inches is a record book size, like 4 1/8 inches or something is the minimum for the record book. What an amazing little animal, a little trophy. But I didn't give it much thought until a few years later, talking it over with my wife, Lori, and she said, that'd be really nice to have in the house. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna put that on my bucket list for the next time I go. So here I am. I'm back in South Africa, and I'm looking for the klipspringer. Like I said, these little guys, they have soft hooves that help them to run around on the rocks, and they like the rocks. They're up in the mountains and the hill country, and it's hard to find these guys up there. To give you an idea, the name klipspringer in Afrikaans means rock jumper. So let's go rock jumping and see what Zach finds for us here in the mountains of South Africa. So off we go. Up into the mountains. Zach's got this large concession in mind. It's full of rocky mountains, and he's seen klipspringer there before, and we're bouncing along and we're driving up there, and there's something small. It's off on the side. And we stop and we're looking, and no, unfortunately, that's a mountain reed buck. But they're just as hard to see in that thick brush. So on we go. And we're driving up on top of this mountain. And then the next time Zach calls out, it is a klipspringer. In fact, he says it's a ram and 2 ewes in this really thick brush. And the rifle comes up, and I can't see a thing. For the life of us, Steve, who's running camera, neither one of us can see these klipspringer. It is so thick in there. So we watched for a little while, and eventually Zach says that they went off. He just evidently had a better angle into where they were than what we could see. So after that, we're going to begin what I call, it was a 2-hour hunt / hike up the mountain. We're looking for this klipspringer, and we can hear him. And Jan, who's up, he's our other PH, and he's up ahead of us. He gets a glimpse of him every now and then. We go up the mountain. We come down the mountain. We go up the mountain. Now, I will say that the view from one of the places where I said we had to stop and rest, this was, hard, tiring hunting. The view was spectacular, looking out over the valley towards the mountains. Well, we finally decided to call it off. It's been long enough. We just can't get to them. We can hear the klipspringer. He kind of is calling to us. I don't know if it's trying to keep the ewes with him. He's just saying, I'm king of the mountain, or whatever it is. We can hear him, but we just can't see him. So we come back down, and we're following back along this road, and we're going to get back in the Land Cruiser and drive off to another part of the mountains and see if we can find another one. So we're coming back, and then just out of nowhere, Zach and I look up. There's a male klipspringer just standing on a rock 25, 30 yards away out in the open. Unbelievable. I didn't even worry about Steve swinging the camera around to get on him or not. Zach said he was a shooter. I brought the gun up, boom, made the shot, and he was down. This segment of Symons African Safari is brought to you by MineLab Metal Detectors, delivering the world's best metal detecting technologies for treasure hunting and gold prospecting. Henry Repeating Arms, the leading lever-action firearms manufacturer in the USA.
Yeah! He's down, buddy. Ooh. Great stuff. You got your clip slinger, my friend.
Oh my gosh, we've had to work so hard on this one. We saw one a little bit ago. I'm gonna say an hour and a half ago. And we climbed up the mountain. We climbed down the mountain. Jan went out ahead scouting and we followed him up. Jan came running down the mountain and we could hear him and see him and then nothing. So we start working our way back down this way and he was just there, just out of nowhere was another one. I can't wait to get up and see him.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go up and see him.
Here we go.
Oh, look at this.
Nicely done.
Oh. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful, delicate animal. Male clip springer. Absolutely beautiful.
That's it here, it gets up there. Yeah, and then softly. That's fine. That's it. There we go, and grab him by the neck. Hold it like this.
Oh, look at that.
There we go. So down there, careful with the hairs. Very thin falls. Hair slip, huh? Alright.
You know, the clip springer is one of what they call the tiny 10. But I saw my first clip springer not far from here in my last safari in the Waterberg Mountains, just over on the horizon. They're a very sure-footed, small-hooved animal. They love these rocks much more than I do. Walking over these things are a challenge. But what an animal and what a great trophy. Zach, I can't thank you enough. You worked hard to get me on this one.
Absolute pleasure, Troy, as always. Great shooting, and I think it was an excellent, it was a fun hunt. You can maybe pan the camera, you can see how high up we are, look at down the valley. Yeah, they're wonderful, wonderful.
Zach, if you would, tell us a little bit about this dainty little animal we've got.
Sure, yeah, as you clearly could see, they up high up in the mountains. They love cliffs, they love vantage and viewpoints. This is where they feel safe, this is where they're in control. They've got this special, very fragile hair. We need to get it as soon as possible in the cooler and get it nice and cold. And you can very, very easily tear the hair out of this. This is the animal that's the most susceptible to hair slip. It's got these special little hooves and it walks right on the tiptoes. And that gives us that special traction on these absolute inaccessible areas. And yeah, like you said, it's the tiny 10, one of the tiny 10. Yeah, and one of my absolute favorites.
Tell me a little bit about the horns. I mean, it's not a giant horned animal, but...
Yeah, so generally a good representable trophy is somewhere close to 4 inch. Record books is 4 1/8. Okay. So this one should be right underneath 4 inches. It's a nice old ram and a good presentable trophy for your first clip through it. Absolutely, yes.
That's great. It's one that I'm going to cherish. Going to do a full body mount on it.
Yeah, that's
and
the best,
really preserve the hunt and the memory and the animal.
Absolutely, nicely done, Fred.
Great.
Nicely done.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you for watching this episode of Symons African Safaris. We'll see you next time, right here.